Welcome to the 60-second episode of Kanga Crypto News, your go-to source for fast and trustworthy updates in the world of crypto. My name is Kuba and I'm bringing you the latest and most important stories. As always, later in this episode, I will go over the rules of our competition where you will be able to win some KNG tokens, and I'll also reveal the winner from the last week's round. But before we proceed, please remember that all the information in Kanga Crypto News is carefully compiled by our expert Kanga analysts using reliable sources only. Please note, however, that this is not an investment advice. New episodes of Kanga Crypto News are released every week on Friday. If you want to stay informed about the most crucial developments in the crypto world, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss any important update. Now, let's get started. New York City Mayor Adams announced at the Bitcoin 2025 conference that NYC will launch Bitcoin-backed municipal bonds, dubbed BitBonds. The initiative aims to make NYC a global crypto capital by offering investors a financial tool backed by Bitcoin rather than fiat. It remains unclear whether interest will be paid in Bitcoin or fiat. Adams, who once received his salary in Bitcoins, emphasized Bitcoin as the next evolution of money and unveiled a crypto council to support NYC's crypto transformation. This announcement coincides with Bitcoin reaching a new all-time high of $111,970, driven by institutional and retail demand. Nasdaq-listed VivoPower plans to create a $121 million XRP treasury with backing from Prince Abdulaziz. If approved by shareholders on June 18th, this would be the first public firm to adopt an XRP-centric treasury strategy. The funds will support XRP purchases, XRPL DeFi projects, debt reduction, and operations. The stock jumped 12% after the announcement. Former Ripple board member Adam Trademan joins as chairman. Institutional interest in XRP is growing, with CME XRP futures launching and Brazil listing an XRP ETF. Meanwhile, Ripple's lawsuit with the SEC continues to stall despite a partial settlement. The US SEC has voluntarily dismissed its long-standing lawsuit against Binance and founder Changpeng Zhao. A joint court filing marked the end of the case, which had accused Binance of listing unregistered securities and mishandling customer funds. The dismissal, led by the new SEC chair Paul Atkins, contrasts sharply with the previous Gensler-led enforcement strategy. The case was closed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be reopened. Binance praised the decision, citing it is a win for innovation. With several SEC cases also dropped against Coinbase, Kraken, and Robinhood, the move signals a friendlier regulatory approach under the Trump administration. French football giant PSG confirmed it holds Bitcoin in its treasury, having converted fiat reserves last year. Announced at Bitcoin Conference 2025, the move aligns with the club's young fan base and focus on digital innovation. PSG sees Bitcoin as part of its long-term strategy and plans to support Bitcoin startups via PSG Labs. With over 550 million global fans, the club aims to influence financial trends in sports. The PSG fan token rose 5% after the news. PSG joins the growing list of institutions adopting Bitcoin for treasury purposes ahead of its Champions League final against Inter Milan. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik announced plans to scale Ethereum Layer 1 by 10x within a year, focusing on preserving decentralization. Speaking at Ethereum Global Prague, Buterin emphasized a balanced approach to avoid rushed execution. The upgrade will include improvements in execution and networking, with decentralization metrics closely monitored. Meanwhile, other Ethereum researchers like Dankert Feist push for even faster scaling. Institutional interest in Ethereum is resurging, with SharpLink and BTCS making large Ethereum acquisitions. Ethereum is aiming to reclaim $3,000 following a weak Q1. The L1 scaling narrative is renewing enthusiasm across the Ethereum ecosystem. STRD, the largest public holder of Bitcoin, has filed for an IPO of its STRD stock, offering 2.5 million shares with a 10% annual dividend rate. The preferred stock will fund operations and additional Bitcoin purchases. Dividends are not guaranteed and depend on board approval and legal conditions. Shares start at $100 and may be redeemed under specific conditions. Major banks including Barclays and Morgan Stanley are underwriting the IPO. Strategy's move mirrors rising institutional confidence in Bitcoin. combining traditional investment tools with crypto exposure amid ongoing Bitcoin price resilience. SharpLink Gaming closed a $425 million private placement led by Consensus and major crypto VCs to fund Ethereum purchases. The company plans to raise up to $1 billion more via a shelf offering, aiming to become the public company with the largest Ethereum treasury. New board chairman Joseph Lubin, Consensus CEO, says the move reflects strong belief in Ethereum's role in the global programmable economy. Ethereum will serve as SharpLink's main reserve asset with plans for staking and broader Ethereum ecosystem participation. Ethereum exchange balances continue to drop as institutional accumulation surges. Fertility firm NewGen IVF Group has invested $30 million in Solana staking, expanding its digital asset strategy after a $1 million Bitcoin purchase in 2024. The funds come from existing credit lines, and a blockchain-focused subsidiary will manage operations. CEO Alfred Siu calls the move a natural evolution in digital finance. Solana's speed and scalability make it an attractive platform for staking rewards. However, a recent whale transfer of 2.8 million Solanas to Binance raised concerns about potential sell-offs. Analysts see short-term bearish signals with key resistance levels between $157 and $173, and downside target near 122. Between May 30th and June 2nd, BlackRock moved 5,362 bitcoins worth $561 million to Coinbase Prime, aligning with iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF outflows totaling $561 million. While reducing its BTC holdings, BlackRock added 27,241 Ethereum, $69.25 million, coinciding with raising Ethereum inflows. On June 2nd, Ethereum ETFs saw $78.17 million in net inflows, with BlackRock and Fidelity leading. This marks the 11th straight day of Ethereum ETF inflows, now totaling $3.12 billion. Bitcoin's recent price dip from 112,000 to 103,000 reflects profit-taking, with rebalancing seen as a response. IBIT still holds 661,000 bitcoins and remains a top ETF. Pump.fun, a Solana-based meme coin launchpad, plans to raise $1 billion through a token sale. Since launching in February 2024, the platform has generated $700 million in revenue and reached a $4 billion valuation. Its ease of use has fueled the meme coin boom, attracting casual and pro traders. Recent upgrades include an automated market maker, mobile app, and restored live streaming. Pump.fun is capitalizing on Solana's low fees and fast transactions. Active Solana addresses rose to 7.6 million in early June, reflecting strong ecosystem engagement. Analysts expect further Solana price action following large trades and potential meme coin growth. That's all for the latest Kanga Crypto news. But before we wrap up, there's as always one more important announcement: our competition. So you have a chance to win some KNG tokens.
So what's the best way to get some free KNG tokens? Just take part in the competition! Wow, you can do it too! Every week, you can win some KNG tokens for free. Pretty good, right? Good deal. We want that. So here's the results of our last week competition. We have... And we do not have a winner. However, don't worry. All the tokens that you could have won this week are going to be available in the next pool. So you make sure to participate. So, do you want to be the next winner? Here's how. Predict the Ethereum to USDT value that will appear on our exchange at 9 a.m. Central European Time on the day of the next Kanga Crypto News episode, every Friday. You can find the market link in the description below. So, submit your predictions in the following format: hashtag Kanga Crypto News, the next episode number followed by your predicted value. To win, your guess must be the closest to the actual Ethereum value, but it cannot differ by more than 10 USDT in either direction. Does 10 USDT seem like a small margin to you? Well, you can increase it to 20 USDT if you leave an additional comment under the video that's unrelated to the contest. You can write anything you like for example, comment on any on the news. That's why you're here, right? That's why you're here. Every week, the winner will receive prize pool in KNG tokens equivalent to 10% of the likes on the latest Kanga Crypto News episode, plus any rollover KNG tokens from the previous competitions that have not had a winner. That's all free money, guys. Free money, free tokens. You want that? All you need to do is write a comment with your prediction and you can win. For more details, check the description below. KNG tokens. Free KNG? Wow! Free KNG! You want some?
So, did you enjoy the video? Give us a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest news. As always, stay informed and stay ahead in the blockchain world. See you next time.
We are Kanga, beyond crypto.